here we go.
So Mursi, can you share your experience of pulse reading? How you are feeling, and have you checked with few pulses?
Well, we checked yesterday when Dr. Smita was here. So we throughout the like every day when the doctors come. So we do like after we do our treatment or before, it depends on where you are in the time of the day for treatment. Then everyone sits with the doctor and the doctor reads their pulse. So then we have a chance to like sit together and then check each other's pulses. So we've been practicing that way. And then yesterday, Dr. Smita also came to the hotel, and so we have two different folders. So we were able to give them our second folder, and so we started checking each other's pulses, and we checked first, and then after that we opened the folder and able to check to see what we saw, what we didn't see. And it was cool that because now you can see like, oh, combination of like these three things, it's a disdiagnosis. So it was really cool to be able to kind of put the piece of the puzzles together.
Yeah. So everyone is checking at least Vata, Pitta, Kapha with your clients?
I am not. I need to go over the training first because I only perceive one thing in everybody. Everybody for me is kapha. So I don't know if it's the easiest for you to feel or it's a pressure thing or my fingers are too close together. I have no idea. But I haven't reached that part of the seminar. So
my advice will be, whenever you are seeing your clients, at least start with Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Okay. So last one meeting also we have like I have told you that just you have to check from the bone. Okay, you have to see first will be the Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Okay, so these are the pulse which you have to. I will be showing you this. So you can see this. Okay, because I am unable, but you will be checking the opposite person's pulse. Okay, so this is like first will be Vata, second will be Pitta, and third will be Kapha. Okay. Yeah.
Here we're
so Mose, you can show to each other because you are in the opposite, right? Yeah, fine. Fine.
So there is a like right after your bone.
There is a bone.
The bones like it ends right where it ends. That's where we learned that's where Vata is, and then next to that is Pitta, and then next to that is Kapha. And then how much you want to like put space between them. It usually depends on the patient size, but the tip of the pen, like do you want to give me? I have a pen there.
Yes. Right? So just a tip of the pen. Yeah.
Yeah, the tip of pen just between, and you can see just right here. So it's just the tip of pen between them. And then as a pressure, what we learned, if you press 1 with this, you press 2 with this, and you press 4 with this. So as a pressure, if you think of a number, so it's 1, 2, and 4. And then you just feel. And so the most important thing is, one, you want to, if your client is wearing glasses, you want to ask them to remove glasses. And then you want them to sit in a comfortable position. And you want to also sit in a comfortable and like a empowering position. And then when you check the pulse, you just want to like close your eyes and just listen to the pulse with your heart, not with your head. So that's the most important thing. It's just so you just feel the pulse. The pulse is like talks to you.
Yeah, true. It talks to you.
At the moment she has Pitta and Vata that are like so is with height, and Vata is doing like this.
So that is Vata moving.
Body.
So that is
moving.
That is
the
Vata.
body.
Yeah.
Yes. And also she has some heat. That means that Pitta is height. Yes, and some problems in the stomach maybe because it's this part. Vata is too hot. It's too hot. I think this is what I feel.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So this is what, yeah, so this is, at least you should see this vata, pitta and kapha. This is the basic. Okay, so once you start seeing many people, then you will be understanding what is ama. So do you feel ama now, Mosde, and you can feel ama?
A little bit.
I ate just
Yeah.
a little bit ago.
So see, what is ama? Ama is a sticky mucus. Okay, so that in the pulse you will feel heavy, like the vata, pitta, kapha is moving like this. Okay, but
Yeah.
when it is more heavier, like, so it takes like this, it is jumping like this, so that means there is ama. Okay, fine. So that is the root cause of each and every disease. It is said in Ayurveda that a person is sick when there is arm in the body, or if he gets disease is only with the arm. So if you don't have arm, you are healthy. Okay. So first you have to see vata, pitta, kapha and arm. These are the 4 things which you should come to know in the pulse. Okay. So start trying with the pulse, and if you have any questions, then just write it down what it is. Okay, and then if you have any questions, we can again talk again about that. Fine.
Dr. Neetu,
Okay.
thank you for that explanation. Moshe and Ilaria, thank you for demonstrating that. I think it's really hard for me to understand the because if someone does a lot of exercise and has a lower pulse rate, it feels like that. It feels
Right.
like it would be but maybe it's not necessarily that. Maybe it's just that he has a low pulse rate. How do I distinguish that?
So if you don't understand with the pulse, there are 2 questions which you can ask. How is your bowel movements? Either it is mucus, there is any stickiness in the bowel movements, and when there is a mucus, it sinks inside. Okay, so that can be there, or there can be one more symptom is like if you eat and immediately person feels like going for the motion. Okay, so that also indicates that there is a ama and your digestion is weak.
So if they want to have a bowel movement immediately after eating food, then that's an indication that there's okay.
After eating food, sometimes it is after milk, or if it is tea sometimes. So this can be the indication that there is ama.
So like this person that I'm thinking about has bowel movements every day, always after the morning coffee, like drinks coffee with milk and then immediately goes to the bathroom. Is that an indication of
That can be the like that is a habit, like after having tea or coffee, people pass motions, but the indication of ama is like if in the morning he had a good bowel movement, but again in the afternoon if he is having tea or coffee, he may pass bowel movements again, or he may have more bloating or gas as well.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Can I share something about that question as well?
Yeah.
Roxana, another thing is like if when you're like you said like because he is like exercising, has like a lower heart rate, so you're not really counting the pulse, you're just feeling the pulse. So there is a difference between that. Okay, so it's not the counting the numbers. So if you, one of the example like that we were taught was like if you think about, when a person that the weightlifters, like they have a weight on their shoulder, and then when they're coming up, they don't come up just like easily. They come up with like just like little like heavy kind of coming up. So if you even have like, if you have like check the person's pulse before they eat, and then after they eat, right after, if you check their pulse, then you can tell the difference between like oh, like this is what looks like. Because when someone eats right away, like you can feel like the heaviness in the pulse, so you feel that. So it's not about counting of it. It's a more of, I would say, the feeling of the pulse, not the number of the pulse.
So Moja, you mean like it's more sluggish? You know, in the rebound, it would be more sluggish. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you put your hand on them, you will feel
Yeah.
like it's like so if you're pressing 1, 2, and 4, right? And so if I'm holding my hand and I'm like feeling, so like I feel like that my pitta is high, so I feel my pitta, right? And it's just like, so it's like I feel it like it's hitting my hand, but then the other one is just like a little heavier, like coming up. It's not, I don't feel it as much. I think that's what I would describe it.
Yeah,
Like
can
that's
be a
yeah.
good description. Yeah.
So I think for me, when I'm feeling pulse, everyone's vata, you know, maybe occasionally I'll feel someone as a pitta, and then I rarely feel kapha. Like I'm really pressing and I'm like, well, I don't know, maybe I'm obstructing it, you know, maybe I'm obstructing the flow. I'm pressing so hard. So I'm just wondering, like, I guess it takes a lot of practice, but for me, everyone's vata, maybe pitta.
No, that is what the pressure should be there, and you feel all the three pulses. Okay, and
all
from
three.
that, all the three pulses, then you have to see where it is going into the tissues, or where vata is moving, if it is in the brain, or what is happening in that. But you will feel all the three pulses, and if you
Okay.
are not feeling all the three pulses, means your pressure is not.
Okay. All right. More practice.
Yeah. So, you know, literally you have to touch, when you are touching vata pulse, you have to just touch it. Second pitta, you have to press little, and kapha, you have to press harder. So
Okay.
this will need the practice.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So any other question? You have any other question about your assignments or anything like that? Any difficulties?
One question about the pulse. Okay. I don't know if it makes any sense. It may make sense. Okay. Can you tell from reading the pulse if a person is acidic or if they are alkaline?
So, okay. Now whenever we are seeing the pulse, okay, we will say vata, pitta, and kapha. Okay, and from that, now pitta is always seen in the pulse. Fine. So where it is, like where this pitta is going, from that we can make out what disease also he will be having.
Okay, would that determine if the person's pH is balanced or not balanced?
We see in pulse is different thing. Like in pulse we see, so pH doesn't come in the pulse. It is like which disease you are suffering from, where this pitta dosha is going, and where it is moving. From that we will see the disease.
Okay. So that would give you, that would really give you an idea what's in balance and not.
What is imbalance? So we don't see pH or anything.
Yeah. I'm translating it from a different,
Okay.
from a different perspective.
Yeah. So
Dr.
now,
Neetu,
yes.
sorry.
Yes.
When you say where it's going, I don't understand that. Like, what does that mean? Where is the pitta going?
So now, if you have a pitta, okay, and along with the pitta, if there is a combination of vata which is moving on upward direction, okay. So in this again, when you practice, we will teach you where the vata is moving. So it is 1 plus, 2 plus, 3 plus, okay. So where it is moving, okay. So if you have pitta along with that vata moving on upward direction, okay, that means you have migraine. You have something related with hair fall, okay, or a lot of stress or anxiety or not getting good sleep.
Right, but when I'm feeling it, does that mean it's traveling upward my arm? Does that mean what it's going somewhere,
So
or does
when
it mean it's
vata
hitting
is-
my finger?
Yeah, so if this is a, see, there are three pulses, vata, pitta, kapha, and vata is moving like this. Okay, so this is a simple movement of, so this is a simple movement of vata. Okay, but if your vata is moving, it is pushing your finger also.
Okay.
So that is vata moving 3 plus.
Oh, I see. So it's the force of the pulse.
Severity. That is the
Okay.
force of the pulse. So when that is moving very high, that means it is moving on straight upward. Okay. Sometimes pitta moves into the all directions. So it can be some skin diseases, especially here, or if it is moving on the lower part, you will understand from that. So it is pitta moving on those directions.
Okay.
Okay, if a person has a pitta particularly with ama, then you may have acidity or bloating. Okay, so this type of so you have to make the judgment from other pulse where it is and what is happening in your body.
Okay. I think I have to sit with someone to to figure this out. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, any other question?
When it comes to temperature, it's which one is the one that is hotter?
Hot? You are talking about hot?
Hot, yeah, or heat. Which one is
It is pitta.
pitta? So it should normally have a little bit of heat, or if it's too hot, is I mean, if we can perceive the heat or the temperature a little bit higher on the finger when we're pulsing, it's an imbalance. So what is it?
It's in balance.
It's imbalance, and then vata should be like cooler, right? Because it's wind.
Yeah.
No.
So no, see, vata, pitta, kapha, these are the pulse which you will feel. Along with that, there will be swelling, heat. These are the feelings which you will understand.
Also, temperature are the feelings, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
And simple home remedies, you know, what to, like, if you understand that this is vata, okay, so and if it is imbalance, so there are few home remedies, like if there is a ama, very simple thing. If there is ama and you don't understand anything what herbs to be given, at least give ginger water. Okay, so ginger water helps in digesting ama. Okay, and if it is along with ama, if you feel heat, then you can add coriander and cumin powder in with ginger water. So this will take care of ama also, and it will balance the heat also. It won't be hot. Okay.
So another example, maybe if someone is pitta and has, let's say, to my understanding, has upper respiratory infection. So what would that be? So their pitta is they're on fire anyway, and now they have upper respiratory infection.
That can happen. Yeah. So in this case, it is basil leaves. You have to take 7 to 8 basil leaves. Along with that, cumin and coriander in.
To cool them.
Yeah. So
Okay.
both the things has to be in a combination. Okay.
Okay.
So basil leaves along with that cumin, coriander water, and that should be taken warm.
Warm.
Okay, like a tea.
Yeah. Okay.
So that will help.
But the purpose is to cool them, correct?
So purpose is to basil leaves helps the kapha to melt.
Uh-huh.
Okay. and nothing hot should be there. So for the cooling, for the pitta, we are adding cumin and coriander.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Okay, and if there is heat, extreme heat, okay, and at that time you should give only coriander water, cumin water. You can have black raisins, 8 to 10 black raisins. You have to soak it in water at night, and in the morning you can have that. So this will help to balance pitta. And ajwain is for vata. Ajwain and hing to be applied on the navel. These are the two things for the vata balancing.
What was it again?
It's ajwain.
Adjoin.
So it's just a 1 pinch of ajwain should be taken after your food. If you have bloating, gases, low digestion.
Can we mix that with ghee for application in the navel?
Ajwain, if you want to apply, you can apply hing. That is hing you have to apply on the navel.
Okay.
Okay, that is again for the one. If you have aching feeling in the abdomen. Pain in the abdomen.
Hi, everybody. Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste.
Meena.
Meena, okay, yeah.
So, ajwain and hing, we mix in water and make a paste, ma'am?
No, only so ajwain is after food you can eat 1 pinch, and hing you have to apply on the navel region.
Okay. In water.
Yeah, so with little warm water you have to make a paste and you have to apply on the navel. And just apply for 10-15 minutes, and then you can wipe it with warm water.
Okay. Ma'am, what is the importance of fig water, overnight fig?
So when a person has a lot of low hemoglobin, okay, so fig and dates, okay, this helps.
Okay. So what I experimented is, I was on the regimen, like what you have given me, vegetable soup, mung soup and all that. Everything was going fine. Then I switched slowly to this mung pancake. Soak the mung, yellow mung for overnight and then grind and make a pancake. And I was eating along with the ghee. And first 2-3 days it went fine, but after that then I started feeling that I'm not digesting it, or I'm getting feeling like heavy, my channels are blocked again. Remember I said my lymph channels are clear, but now I feel a little tightness. So then and during that time what I did, I had this figs, dry figs, and I soaked them overnight and had that water. First day it was okay, and second day also I had that water, and I also ate that soaked fig also. And since then my agni seems to go haywire. It's not working. My agni is not working.
So you are not digesting it. So see, every individual is different. Okay, something can agree to some people and some they don't, and especially anything sweet sometimes doesn't agree. So fig or dates, if it is not agreeing, you should avoid.
It's not about the ghee. Is it that I'm not able to digest that yellow moong dal pancake, or is it the fig? What has happened? Why my agni has put out?
So just you have to try with 1 day you don't have fig for 2-3 days, and then see whether moon pancakes agrees to you or not. Okay, and otherwise you have to, right, vice versa.
Yeah. While you're talking about the pulse, I was feeling my pulse. My vata is like, you can see my video, right? Yeah. My vata is going like this, and my pitta is like backside of the pen, but still moving up. Uh, and kapha is also going with little pressure, like you said, you have to apply pressure. I can feel the kapha also. So I think the pitta is going like this on the backside of the pen.
Yeah. So see, as such, vata, pitta, kapha, three things you will be feeling in the pulse. Okay.
Mm.
But this is like you have to observe many pulse. Okay. You check with your son, your husbands, everyone. So whenever you get chance, you check it, and you will feel there is something different.
Mm.
Okay. First, you won't be identifying that what is autoimmune or what is okay. So those things is difficult, but you will understand what is different.
Mm.
Okay. So do try with the pulse reading, right?
Okay. Ma'am, how do we identify physical symptoms with autoimmune, ma'am?
So yeah, so now autoimmune you won't have to, because there will be signs and symptoms of autoimmune. Okay,
Mm.
that disease will be definitely diagnosed. Okay,
Mm.
even if there is a like autoimmune thyroid, you will come to know from pulse also that it is autoimmune. And you know, there is a specific, whenever you see a pitta pulse, and in that pitta pulse you will see fountain, like fountain coming out. Have you seen fountain how it is? First you have to understand what is normal pitta. Okay, and sometimes if you feel that pitta is coming like in a fountain type, there will be autoimmune.
Oh, okay.
In the pulse, what you, how you can.
Mhm. And about the face reading and the body language, ma'am?
So that is
Like they are
again very,
subtle. Mm.
so it is again a very deep science. Okay, that is again a deep uh, different thing to read. Okay, but if you want to see the pulse again, and in this also face reading also, there are types of, like it is oblong, oval. So there are types of, so from that we can find out what is vata, pitta, kapha. But it is again, it's a very deep science.
Okay.
It is the eyes, nose, everything has to be seen in this face reading.
Right. 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 Yeah. Mhm. Any uh, specific instructions for people to keep their agni all the time good?
Okay. So first thing, Agni, when it will get better, you know, having proper sleep, having proper food at proper time. So breakfast should be at proper time, your lunch and your dinner. Okay. So proper time means before 8, like in 8 o'clock you should have your breakfast. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock you should have your lunch, and your dinner should get over till 8 o'clock. Okay, so this is the ideal timings. Okay, but along with that, no ama producing food, no bread, pav, all those things has to be taken care. Okay, so if you are eating on time, but if you are eating heavy food, then it is again going to produce ama.
Right.
Okay, and main thing is, your, if your agni is good, you can digest everything.
Like children usually have good agni, right, ma'am, to start with. Yeah. So they get hungry, like they wake up at 5 o'clock or 5:30 and they get hungry by 6:30. So can they eat a fruit or do they have to eat cooked food to start in the morning?
So it depends upon each and every individual and what is available. Okay. So if he's comfortable with food, it's fine. And if you can prepare good food at in the morning breakfast, it is always said in Ayurveda that your breakfast should be like a king. Okay. And your lunch should be like a rich man, and your dinner should be like a poor person. which will help your digestion to get. So breakfast, if it is heavy, it's not a problem. And
Okay.
children can eat at 11 o'clock night also, because their agnis are always good.
Yeah. Yeah, good. And last time I was asking you again and again about the foot smell, remember? I was asking, like, when my son wears the footwear, shoes, and comes out, even in the winter, it was smelly. It was very hard. Even if it washes, it was very difficult. Uh, so he used to soak for some time, put some nice soap, scrub it. Still, it used to have. So we didn't know what was the reason, but anyhow, we had been
It is more
using all the
pitta.
herbs.
It is
Yeah,
more pitta.
yeah, and we use this ghee also. All that ghee, and now no more, no
Yeah,
more smell.
right. Good. So this is what the pitta will help. See, when there is excess of pitta, you get more sweaty, and that leads to those things. So ghee always helps cooling down. Okay, so it is that is why it will help. And main the toxins, when it is removed, or you make changes in the food, and your food is digested properly, everything will get balanced.
Hmm. Yeah, but his skin still needs to improve. He's still having that rough thing. His face skin is rough.
So we will take one more consultation. We will see him. Okay, and then we will make changes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Are you available for consultation again? When are you available for my clients, like people whom I know?
I will send you
They are
the
all
link.
in India. Yeah,
Yeah.
that will be
So
good.
I will send you the link, and we
Mm,
can.
thank you.
But you check the pulse, huh? Whenever you have the chance, check the pulse as much as possible.
Yeah, they're in India, so I
So you
don't
cannot,
have.
yeah, then you won't be able to. Yeah, Mose, would you like to share anything else in the pulse? What you learned?
I think that was really good that like Dr. You mentioned Dr. Neetu, like, and that was yesterday with Dr. also Smita was talking about that it's really important to just get the steps down. And I shared 2 photos yesterday in our group. And the first photo
Yes.
was
Yes.
having your patient sit and all of that. And then the other one is just like going in the order of that. And what the most important things is like, it's just practice, 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 practice.
Yeah.
And you want to go in the order of like, and so one of the things we do, like we have our notebook next to us and like a pen. And so you just like check, and then you're like, okay, so I feel pitta, or like, then you write that down. And
Yeah.
then next thing you're like, do I feel then you next it. And so when we practice long enough, then eventually, like when we're, I don't know, the 100% that we touch, we don't have to write it down. Like we don't have to get our pen off, like our hand off every single time. But the most important thing is like the position of your hand, how much pressure you put on, because if you put too much pressure, you cut circulation and like you don't feel it.
Yeah.
And then even Roxana was like, you were sharing that it's like, oh, everyone that I feel like that's everyone's vata. It's like if you press hard enough, everyone's is vata.
Yeah.
But if you press like, like if you just put, and one of the things I have to do still is, can I borrow your hand? So like when I like start, I'm like bending
Yeah,
my
like
hand
this,
like,
like
this. So when I start first, actually like it's on this side. I'm like, okay, so where is the bone? I find the bone, and then I'm like, okay, so I feel the vata. but then I remove my hand and then I put all three of them at the same time. So when you put all three of them just slowly on top, then you can say, okay, this is pressure 1, 2 pressure, this is 4 pressure. But if you do it one by one, you don't know how much pressure you're putting, and then you're just pressing too hard. But for me, it makes sense to find the bone, find the vata, and then remove my hand, and then all three of them at the same time. And it's as you practicing more and more and more, you feel like, like this is different, this is different. And then so then when you're touching someone's like, like a pulse, they're like, oh, this is different than the last 10 ones that I like checked. And so you can write it down. Like so a lot of times like we feel something different, but we don't know what it is. So we write it down and we're like, hey, we felt this, like, what is this? And then so like they're like, oh yeah, the person's pregnant, or like, oh, the person has fibroid, or like, oh, the person is this. Then you're like, that makes sense. So that was the best way, that is like by just doing, like practicing. And it doesn't like, I mean, sometimes like some of our patients are not next to us. You have, you have siblings, you have parents, you have friends, you're getting together with your friends, just like, hey, can I just check your pulse? Just check their pulse. And like, that's the most important thing is, and you keep doing it, and it just becomes that, like, I don't know, just like you get used to it.
And another thing that they said is that it's not important if we make mistakes, just write what we feel. It's not important if we felt something wrong. It's not important. Just write what we feel. And also, before all the steps, Krishna wrote, just believe in yourself. It was the first one that he wrote. This is, I think, the most important, because if we believe in ourselves, all the things will be easier.
Yeah. And another thing is, don't go for perfection, go for excellence. So excellence, it comes practice. Practice makes you excellent. But if you're perfection, then you hit a level, then there's no more to go. So those are the things that we learned. And then also, like Roxana, you were asking about like, oh, vata moving, so there's two different things that there's one thing I want to add about that. So like when we feel the pulse first, it's just kind of like coming up like this. There's like, oh, I feel vata, I feel pitta, and then feel like kapha, right? And then when vata is moving, you will feel it. Like after you touch, 20 hands, you'll actually feel it. That is like actually vata is moving this way.
Yeah.
So then vata goes, where's that one we just draw?
Yeah, this one.
We're just drawing. So like you can see like vata is moving to pitta finger and it's going back, or like vata going to pitta and then kapha. So then or it's like going to kapha and passes the kapha. So like those are the things that you can see. That's the movement on the, like they say, like vata moving. So it's moving. The movement is this way. But the first one,
meaning it's moving closer to the heart. You're moving upwards. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if it's moving, and if it's vata moving to rest, that's also, you want to notice that. And it's very like subtle. It's not like a lot of movement. So that's why you want to like really listen with your heart, not with your head. And then trust what you feel. Like trust what you feel, whatever it is that you did, you just write it down and you just trust it. And the most important thing is in practice. Like I remember the first day that they taught us, we sat down around, we're like, I don't feel anything. What are they talking about? Like, I just feel something's moving there. And it's just as we've been practicing in the past 3 weeks, and it's just like, it becomes more and more of like, oh yeah, I feel this one. Oh, I feel this one. So that's what I can say. And I will share, I have some videos that I will put them together. I will share, and we're all available while we're here. Like, we have quite a bit of time in our hands. So if you have any question, you can just call us and we can just discuss and we can share and we can tell you about the stories that we have and what we felt. And if you have any questions, we'll do our best to answer.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, Moja and Ilaria. That was beautiful. Thank you for explaining it.
And we miss you guys here.
One more thing I will be sharing, that whenever you want to read pulse, it will be always good that if you can do meditation. It helps a lot to read in a better way. That will help a lot.
That's true. That was true. That was also, we were told that as well.
Yeah, true.
Because this is a feeling, you know. So you may feel in a different way, but you can judge that how it will be. Okay. So meditation is important. Yeah. So done. Any other questions?
I have one question for swelling.
Mm, yeah.
So we're just discussing and we have a different opinion about what swelling is. Can you tell us what swelling is? Because I thought swelling is when you put your hand down, you don't feel the pulse right away. It takes like a second to feel the pulse.
I was
Good. And what is her judgment? Yeah.
I was thinking about it that we can feel more swelling in pitta finger, but also in the others, but more in pitta finger, because I remember this from a class. And also that after maybe 4 beats, you can feel a stop, something like this. This is what I remember from
4
the
or
class.
6, right?
4, I remember
Yeah.
4 beats and then a stop in pitta or in the other
So
finger.
both of you are right.
Yes.
So swelling can be felt in that way also. So
Very
if
good.
there is an extreme swelling, what you felt is that you won't feel it. That happens.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Or you have to push a lot to feel the pulse, you know. So that can also happen if there is extreme swelling.
Okay.
Cool.
Wow.
Perfect. Thank
So
you.
both of you are right.
Perfect. We have someone in our group and I don't know who it is. It says path 4.
Yeah.
Ah, Lisa.
Please.
Now.
Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
I've been in here. I've missed the live a few times, so I did watch the playback recordings.
Good. Well, nice to have you here today with
Yeah.
us.
Happy to see
Yeah.
you.
So I've been trying to practice on animals. I have a lot of animals. So come here, Pippi. Come here. So when Dr. Naram was here, I brought my animals to him and he helped me feel the pulses. And it's different with all the fur to try and feel, sense more the pulses. So I'm practicing a lot on them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you have any comment about animals, how to feel the pulses. You know, I try to use, start it from the thumb back and just gently touch. I don't know, any comments on feeling pulses with animals? Can you hear me?
Okay. So again in the animals, you have to just be patient and feel it many times. Then after 4-5 times, you may feel, yes, now I can understand. Okay, but you have to, that is again, the pulse reading is something which will take more time to
Right.
read. Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel it better in humans, of course. But yeah, it's still getting the I can sense the different pitta, vata, kapha, but sometimes it jumps a bit. So sometimes I'm like, well, maybe that's not kapha, maybe that's pitta. So it's still, I guess, just keep practicing.
Try with the pressure what we told. So try with this pressure. That is very important. You know, it feels that we have just touched, but it is a pressure which you have to maintain. Then you
Okay.
will get in a better.
Okay.
So for
Okay.
Vata very light, for Pitta more, and for Kapha deep.
Okay. All righty. Well, I will just keep practicing.
Also, there is a video that Krishna was talking about that 2 days ago. It was 2 days ago
Yes,
at the clinic.
weekly.
So I videoed it, but unfortunately it's a little longer. So I'm putting it on the drive, and then I will share the link of each video onto the group. So just be patient with me. I'm working on it, and I will send them by tomorrow. So you have that. And so he did talk. Someone asked a question. So that's actually a perfect way you can practice
Yeah.
many pulses, since you have many animals.
Yeah.
Mojde, you rock. You rock. Thank you.
I have 9 dogs, a cat and a rat, birds.
Perfect.
This is
Oh, wow.
Yes, I used to do animal rescue, so I had to take a break because it was just never ending, and I did it for like 10 years, and so it's very exhausting but rewarding at the same time. But I just can't look now because I'll just stop and help everybody. But I help all the stray animals I see around where I live and wild animals. So I can't help myself.
That's awesome. It's really good.
Hey, Lisa.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to share in Chinese medicine. So if you're feeling the pulse on an animal, we actually take the pulse at the femoral artery, which is on the inside of the leg near the belly.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And
Well,
so
I'll
then
try both. When I
you'll-
saw Dr. Arm do it, he did do it on the front paws. So the front legs. But I'll just keep, they like to be touched, so it's okay.
Yeah, so it's really easy to find.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah.
I'll try that.
And there's no fur, it's just skin, and
True.
you can move
Well, this
around.
one's pretty furry. She's furry on her feet.
No,
but
the
yeah.
femoral artery is on the inside of the thigh near the abdomen.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
if you were to like run your
Yeah, sure will.
hand up, if you were to take your fingers to the inside of your knee and just run it up your leg to your crotch, then you could feel the pulse on the dog.
Okay.
You'll probably have to move around, but you can feel it.
Yeah, I'm just seeing right now. Huh, all right. I'll practice on that way too. So I've had a lot of, when I did a lot of rescue, I would get all the messed up dogs. There'd be dogs at the shelter all mangled and old and no fur, and no one wanted them. So I'd take those and get them healthy. And so I did a lot of, I'd get this really sick dogs that had distemper and parvo, and I did what I knew. So I had a really, really sick distemper dog, and most of everyone in my rescue friends, they all die, but they all live with me. So it's a lot of work though. It nearly kills me, but it's 24-hour care. But Dr. Naram sent me herbs one time to calm down the alm and get the heat out. And this dog, the vet said, just put him down. He's not going to make it. And I said, no, I'm not going to. I'm going to. The dog looks at me and says he wants to live. So I did everything. I even made dream boards for the dog. I put around all these dogs running and playing and pictures. I would talk to him and see in my mind, like him. I said, I see you running and playing. You're going to have so much fun. Because I could tell he was so depressed. He just couldn't shake it at all. And So, but he did. And it was amazing because it was I was in Dr. Ram's other course, German university course. And I literally had to get on the plane for his last course. And I don't think I can make it. No one wants to watch the dog. And just 2 days before, like he just started to turn the corner, and we really gave him a lot more herbs and extra things, and then he just turned the corner, and he's here now. Chocolate. He has a little bit of nervous system disorder, when he sleeps, he acts wild when he's sleeping, like his nerves get out of control. Chocolate, come here. He lost half his weight. Now he's kind of a bit chubby, but this is him. He's like the worst case of distemper I ever seen. You say hi? Thank you. And then I have this one. He's an old man, but he's doing pretty good. I have another distemper dog who lived here. This is my cat, Lotus. Anyways, so I tried to, there's so many sick animals that people are just over vaccinating and tumor. I've seen such horrible cases everywhere that it's people are desperate to have knowledge to help their pets, because doctors they do only what they know. So it's good to keep putting information that can help people. So I want to learn more to just help individuals with their animals. Anyways, that's me.
Hey, Lisa, that's great work. I wanted to share that I had a really sick dog. She had lymphoma, and she, wasn't eating or anything. And I made her ginger tea, and she'd drink it. And then I'd have to go out. When I came back, she had energy. She definitely benefited by drinking the ginger tea. So you can try that with your animals as well.
Yeah, no, they get ginger. They eat mung beans and ginger and garlic. I give them hing. I just rotate.
Yeah, well, I actually just made her ginger tea, and she drank it out of a teacup. So
wow. Does she still have lymphoma? I'm trying to help some people with lymphoma. It's a really tricky one.
Yeah, well, I had to euthanize her at the end. It was really tragic. I was the one that actually diagnosed my dog. By that time, it was kind of late. Yeah, I was really upset. I actually filed dispute with the veterinary board because I was so upset about the whole experience.
Yeah, well, believe me, I've had my share of vets and specialty vets that I've gave 10,000, 20,000 to, and then I you know what? Because every dog I brought here, you want to kill. So I'll take him. So then I bring the dog back. I go, look, a month later, he's alive. He's doing great. If I would listen to you, he'd be in a cremated box. So sometimes, it's good to, I find a lot of these causes are from the vaccines. I hate to say it, but the dog that I had here, he had all his vaccines because he was adopted at a shelter. And then the owner brought him back 2 years later. So we had puppy pictures of him. He had plenty of shots, so he shouldn't have had distemper. But the new strains that they're giving dogs now, they induce the illness. So it was a vaccine induced distemper. And I think that's why he had such a hard time getting rid of it. So I'll give a first shot, but you know, because distemper is such a hard one to get rid of. But I'll just do titer tests. My cat lived to 23. She had kitten shots, you know, and that's it. So I just find the yearly vaccines are causing a lot of health problems, and I think they get lymphoma too.
Mhm.
I'm in a lymphoma dog group, and I asked, well, when's the last vaccine? You know, try to be careful because people attack you. So it just seems like whatever's in there is triggering. That's one thing. Obviously, there's a lot of factors, but
And
I don't know.
the food is horrible.
Yeah, I home make everything. They get fresh food for 9 dogs. It's a lot of work, but
Mother helps.
yeah, my mother, she's here. She helps.
That's great. I used to cook for my cat. And my vet, oh my God, she bitched me out.
No, I mean, sometimes I'll have but it's kibble. What is kibble? I mean, it's moldy food. I mean, it's just,
And
it's not,
chemicals.
what are they
And-
doing in nature? That's not how they eat.
Yeah.
So-
Well, a lot of animals are getting kidney disease, and I think it's because of the food.
And then they just give them tap water, you know, which is filled with crap. So I had a dog that was dying of kidney disease, and I was giving, you know, fluids daily in his under his skin. I got it from someone else who didn't want to take care of him. It was a big dog. I'm like, great, thanks. You know, so give it to me. I felt bad, so I thought I'd help him, but he couldn't even get up and walk. And at that time, I was working with some Chinese herbs, and I talked to someone regarding that, and they gave me a mixture, and they said, don't worry, the dog's gonna be up and walking in a few hours. I said, nah, you're crazy. So lo and behold, I gave him some herbs. I went out and came back, and he's walking around. Because, you know, so the understanding where the heat and dampness is in the body is really key to these dogs with hind weakness. So, you know, when I was talking to Dr. Naram, he's like, okay, we got to make a pet company. We'll call it Shakti Pets. And so I was sending him a lot of information. I was getting what we need. And unfortunately, you know, we didn't move forward on here now, but we were going to make a herbal pet line, you know, specialties in all these areas. But so I'm hoping we can still do it in some way. But
Yeah,
yeah,
apply for a
like,
grant.
don't use Chinese herbs. Don't use the
I'm so
Chinese.
sorry. I don't mean to interrupt, but we want to just say bye because we gotta go. We want other people waiting for us. We're gonna go distribute blankets. So we just want to say bye, and we love you.
We love you. Now
And we
we'll
see
see
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.